We were going in Bonanza to get fuel, and I saw a fire on the other side of the road. And it was small. I didn't think anything of it. And when I got to town, I seen all the fire trucks going by and stuff, and then I thought something. Well, I get home, and I'm excited. So I start packing everything up, and she's just relaxed and packing a picnic.
He comes busting in the door after trying to get back here because they'd blocked the roads, and said that the fire is on our side and we have to go. And about that time, my phone went off with the evacuation 3, which is go now, immediate.
2 hours later, as I'm packing, the embers started falling on us. I don't care how you think that you're ready for this, because you're not.
About 2:30 in the afternoon, I started smelling smoke, and I looked outside. I couldn't see anything. Went back inside. About 3 o'clock, I was like, no, I really, really smell smoke. And I could see the plume, and it looked like it was across the highway. And I gathered up my cats. I had 6. I gathered up 5. Forgot my purse. Forgot everything, anything of any other importance, and we evacuated to the school or actually to the park in Bonanza.
My boyfriend and I had just moved up here about a month before and got all of our stuff up here. And we were actually sitting outside enjoying the nice, beautiful day and thought we saw a cloud off in the distance. And after a while noticed it wasn't a cloud. We stayed up on our property as long as we could. We really didn't want to leave, We have everything up there.
My animals were in the car. My wife, she was gathering stuff, but by the time we left, the ashes and the embers were falling on us. Everybody had blocked the roads.
So all I had was the pajamas on my back, I had slippers on, and lunch. And I thought, we'll be back in an hour or two. It's not that big a deal. Well, that's not what happened.
And here goes the water leaking again. Coming up from the ground.
It started with a leak out in the gutter out there. My brother was living with me at the time, and he noticed that the floor was kind of going down. They got a hold of Klamath Irrigation District. They brought a excavator out, and they dug a trench behind my house, and I think it's 150 feet long, maybe 8-10 foot deep. So after they fixed that, about a month later, the creek went away, but then everything under the house got wet. So from one end to the other is all muddy. And it wasn't like that before that. When they shut the canal down for the winter, the leak went away completely. The next March, I think, is when they started it back up, March or April. They started it back up, the leak came back. The main leak, the river part of it is gone. I don't have that anymore, but the house is still completely wet underneath. So then the house started sinking. Broke all the tile in the dining room. I replaced it, not knowing what was going on yet. I replaced it all. I replaced the floors in the dining room and the living room. Then it happened again. The tiles broke again. Finally, I pulled all the floors up and went underneath the house, and the concrete pillars and posts that are holding up the house were all down in the mud, sunk in the mud. I had crawled underneath the house and started jacking up on it with some blocks and stuff to try to get the floor level again. I got it all the way up where it's supposed to be, and as I was laying there, it all just sunk right back down into the mud. I got back under there and I bought these big concrete blocks, and I dragged them under there and threw a bunch of gravel in there to try to soak up some of the moisture, I guess. Put the new ones in there, put new posts in there, jacked the floor back up, shimmed it so it's all level now, and it seems to be holding for the time being. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but this has caused a big mess. My garage floor broke, you can look at it. I actually heard it when it happened. It happened in the middle of the night. So this has been going on, like I say, for 2.5 years now. To stop my retirement, I had to buy a piece of property in Chiloquin, knowing that this was probably either gonna sink or be condemned, one or the two, and they have talked about doing that. So I bought a piece of property up there to maybe build a house, but now I have 2 payments. I got a payment here and a payment there, and it's slowly catching up with me. I'm at the point where if something doesn't happen soon, I'm just gonna walk away from this house and lose whatever money I would have made selling it. And I've been here for 23 years.
I bought property about 3, maybe 4 months right before the fire. Went through a brutal divorce, brutal. My credit had gotten ruined from the divorce and everything else. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna buy property, live off grid, and try it. One morning, I was up there and I had my friend up there with me, and he and I were clearing the property, trying to get ready in case there might be a fire. That afternoon, the fire came through.
I heard on the scanner at like 5:30 that there goes hummingbird and mockingbird. So I knew before everybody else really did that our place was gone. We lost everything.
Five hours later, we got a picture of the whole area devastated. Our house gone, our barn gone, everything we own gone.
I mean, devastation is really the best word for it. I mean, it's just pretty much the worst thing you could ever imagine. I mean, it's your home. We lost some vehicles, a trailer, my garage with memories that can't be replaced.
Your livelihood is gone. Your house, is gone. All your memories are gone. All your priceless things are gone. And I don't know. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with.
I was in the hottest part of the fire, where it just took everything.
A few days after the fire, he wanted me to go back, and I thought, I can't look at it.
We went back to the property 2 days later. Michelle stayed at the gate. The gate, I tried to open it, but it fell right down because the post was burnt.
Took a few weeks, and I went back by myself to look at it. And then it hit me, it hit me really hard.
Still, it's been over a year since it's happened, and it still gets to me.
I did lose my one kitty that I couldn't get. To me, that was the worst. Everything else is replaceable. He's not.
And the first thing I experienced is I thought was a swarm of bees attacking me. What they are is they're the fire bugs, and these bugs follow the fires, and they attack the trees, and they attack you because you're a heat sense. So they don't bite you, they dig into you.
We tried really hard to clean it up, but the dust was so fine. You just take a step and it all ballooned up, and then those bugs stayed for 6 months.
When I got to where our house was and our bedroom was, seeing all the pictures gone, my wife's jewelry gone, that was her mother's jewelry, her grandmother's jewelry, all just ashes. Everything was, it burned all the way down.
And he did find some of my my great-grandmother's jewelry. He found my mother's ring. It was like your child is lost and you just found him. It was that emotional. Just my great-grandmother's earrings without the gold post was something to hold on to.
I built all this myself, so when it was gone, it was like, do you really want to do this again, Dale? Do you really want to take that chance? I was depressed.
Klamath Falls has had fires in the Klamath Basin every year for the last 4 years that have impacted homes. It started in 2020 with the 242, and then in 2021 we had Boot Lake. In 2022 we had Van Meter, and then in 2023 we had Golden Fire.
My name is Michelle Crane. I'm the Executive Director of the Klamath and Lake Long-Term Recovery Group. Recovery can take anywhere from 5 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. And we do that with case management, resource management, and community partners and state partners.
That's what the long-term recovery group does. Helps those people get back on their feet, getting them back to an environment where they can start to rebuild, giving them the basic necessities that they need to get going again.
And they also help not just with rebuilding homes, they help with all of the essentials, helping them find getting heating, for instance, like temporary heating, getting clothes and things like that that you don't think about losing.
Unfortunately, with our disasters, they're relatively small. And so our disasters don't usually get federal assistance or even state assistance. So we usually have, a small amount of disasters, probably 20 or so folks where they have lost their homes and they're impacted, but we don't have any real funding to address those needs because it doesn't hit the threshold of what FEMA requires for assistance.
There wasn't help available from the state or from the county or, from what I would have thought were typical resources to help people, that had been devastated by natural disasters. They're not there. The state didn't step in. It took an outside agency to realize and help.
There is ODHS, OREM, which is Oregon Department of Human Services, Office of Resilience and Emergency Management. They can help in situations like this, but they have certain guidelines that they are not allowed to extend past. We are a nonprofit. We can go outside those boundaries and meet personal needs or certain needs that other ones can't.
So many people especially asked what we needed, and they were adamant about it. What do you need? What do you need? We'll help you. I don't know what we need. I don't have a clue. I literally can't fathom what it's gonna take to do anything. All I wanna do is just get to tomorrow.
Right after the fire, you're in a daze. You don't know what you're gonna do because you just think that you're gonna get in the car and go home again. Well, there's no home, you're homeless. Michelle, she came through for us. She made sure that we had water right off. She made sure we had things, all the stuff that we needed to survive. And
Then the thieves came in and they were looking for copper. And so they took apart this bus.
Michelle made sure that we had security cameras. Why did we need them? Because all we had was ashes? Well, people decided that they wanted to steal whatever they could find.
When disasters happen, security can be a risk. People see that as a time to go in and steal stuff. So one thing we like to provide are security cameras, trail cameras, sheds, anything that can give them that sense of security back so their belongings or what they have left can be safe and secure.
And then eventually we're able to, thanks to Michelle, move this RV up here and start over.
You can't replace their mementos or their fixtures or the baby boots from when their kids were babies, but you can get them stable so that they can start moving forward.
They've done everything. I mean, we lost everything, and we lost building. We were planning on building a house up here, doing all sorts of stuff, and now we're so much better now. We were reduced to a trailer, and that's for the winter. We were living in a trailer with propane, and our trailer got moldy, and they helped us out with that. They saved us.
With the help of the long-term recovery group, we got our building permits. We're getting our septic put in, so we're going to start building soon. There's a little bit of long-term planning now, which is more so than the day-to-day or even hour-to-hour planning, that you had to do for a while. Life is better than it was a year ago, by far.
Michelle's been a godsend. She got me a fan for trying to dry out some of the mud that's under there. And yeah, she's helped with the filters, air filters and stuff inside the house because of the mold.
When I had gone in there one day, she had handed me a gas card. It was so unexpected. I needed it so desperately because I needed to go into Vancouver and see my daughter who was sick, and propane. I ran out of propane.
I think we would have stayed? I don't think we would have been able to. We wanted to, but with Michelle's help, we were able to.
They were kind of like a rock for us because it's scary and you feel like, things are over and done, and who would ever want to, continue living out here, but this is our home. We love it, and we don't ever want to be anywhere else. And having somebody that can support you in that way was probably the best thing for us to help us kind of keep going.
I've heard from the folks that they've helped in the past, from the Golden Fire and Bootleg Fire, just how amazing and caring they are, and the non-judgmental way that they help individuals has been really effective, really life-changing.
Anything could happen at any time, and we need to be prepared for that. Our community has got to come together.
We have the COAD, which is Community Organizations Active in Disaster. When a disaster happens, we react. We call in animal assistance, we call in the Red Cross, we call in donations. We need people to volunteer for these. We need organizations to come to the table who want to help when disasters happen. We can't do it without the community, and we can't make our community more resilient without those.
Without them, there's nothing. There's nobody here to help.
It benefits people so much. It benefited me. If it weren't for these things, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably be homeless.
What Michelle does is a blessing. She was there for us. She came out after hours, before hours. She wanted to know. She would instill in us, okay, what do you need? What do you need? And to this day, a year later, she's still there for us.
Most people have no clue, and you're very lucky to not understand, something like this and go through it. Just how hard it is. Like, I really don't know what we would have done if we didn't have their help. I mean, we didn't even know where to go. So they helped us a lot.
Before you give up hope, know that you can reach out to the long-term recovery group. There's not enough words to express the gratitude. There's just not. Because, I don't know, she was a lifeline that we needed. And I just, thank you.
Anything from as small as you can donate water to you have a facility. It doesn't matter. Bring what you have and we can use it. Let's make this community more resilient. Everyone is human. Everyone deserves to be cared for and know that they're not alone.
Because people are important. Community is important. Kindness, love is all important. We have to take care of one another.